Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm meadsyreplays. Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we are going to look at 5 pro tips. Yes, 5 tips that will either make you a better player or just help you along the way on your blitz journey. So, you know, these are maybe you could consider them as newbie tips, but not just newbie tips. You know, you don't have to be a noob to follow these tips. Some of them may help you along the way. They're in no particular order, but coming on in, and my first tip is make advantage make advantage of events. Now, what you're seeing here is the event that Wargaming has released at the moment that enables you to get a free tank. So, you know, you don't have to spend money in the game to get premium tanks. You can always get a premium tank with events that Wargaming often do, and they do it. That, you know, there's so many tanks out there that Wargaming have given away in events, like loads of tanks. And as much as we all moan about Wargaming, about, you know, the price, etc., they do a good job in giving away free stuff as well. So take advantage of these events, because honestly, it really will help. Next up, which has always been the same tip that I'm always going to recommend, and this is more so for the newer players, is do not rush a line so quickly. Like, don't just think that you need to get a tier 10 and you need to get that tier 10 as quickly as possible. Take your time. There's no need to rush. And, you know, if you get up to tier 6 or tier 7 or maybe even tier 8 and you still feel that you're not ready to jump up to the next tier, just stay where you are. Literally just stay where you are, play the tier 8, or maybe even start another line to grind. Now, when I first started Blitz, honestly, I had about 6 or 7 tier 5s before I even had a tier 6. I just grinded up the lines, like not all the way, sort of halfway, and then I would grind again because I knew I wasn't good enough. I knew I wasn't good enough to go to the higher tiers, and it took me a very long time to actually start playing tier 10. So yeah, don't rush. That is probably one of the biggest tips that I will ever give you, that anyone can ever give you, is do not rush up the line quickly. There's no need to. You do not need to. You have time. So that is the second tip today. Moving on to the third tip. Now, I don't do it enough, probably. I probably should, but to be fair, I've got most tier 10. I've got most of the lines. Now, those of you that are a free-to-play player, and not just free-to-play player, really, even if you're a paid player, you know, there's some ways that you can save money, save time, I should imagine, and play special game modes. You know, play special game modes because it will help you towards your credits. It will help you towards your XP. It will help you towards grinding your lines that doesn't affect your stats. So if you are one of those that do care about stats and you don't really want to grind a new line, you'd rather just buy up until sort of tier 8, use XP or use free XP up until tier 8, you're going to eventually have to spend quite a little bit of money to get that XP. Now, one way to sort of take away that is play game modes, these special game modes, mad games, anything like that, in a stock tank. Then you will grind the modules or enough XP for the modules without even really playing the tank, because game modes, special game modes, do not count towards your stats. So I would strongly recommend playing these special game modes to help you along your grind. Now, I do have a free-to-play series, which I don't really play it as much now, but I'm always playing these special game modes, always, because I don't want to spend money. I want to grind, and I don't really want to play a stock tank because it is hard work. It is very hard work. So that is tip number 3. Moving on to tip number 4. Now, again, this is something I don't do now just because I don't have time, and it's something that I do regret, and I wish I do have time, because it changes your game experience. And not only does it make the game a lot more fun to play, but it does also help you to become a better player, and it also helps towards your stats, and that is platooning. Platooning with a friend honestly does change the game experience. Now, the reason I'm probably still playing the game today is because my early days I did nothing but platoon. Honestly, if you look sort of my first maybe 10,000 battles, 99% was in a platoon. Not because I wanted to stat pad, like get really good stats and have a really good platoon mate, but it does have, you have a lot of fun doing it, especially if you are on voice. If you're on voice playing in a platoon, honestly, it does make all the difference towards the game. It's a lot more fun, and not just that, but like I said earlier, it does help towards your stats. It makes you win a lot more because you can communicate with that person on voice, and you can tell that person what you're doing, who you're going for, where you're going, you know, and they can then go for the same person. So you can literally communicate with each other, like, let's go for this E100, or let's go for this person. And then before you know it, it's 2 tanks on 1, and it is a lot better. You can get a lot more victories, and ultimately not even really even about the victories or your stats. It is more the fun factor. You can have so much more fun playing in a platoon than if you was just to play solo. Again, it's something I don't do regularly enough. I haven't platooned in a very long time, to be fair, just because I don't have time. I've got a very busy life, and it is something that I wish, whenever I quit YouTube, it is something that I will do when I just play the game for a little bit of fun. Play with your mates, you know, have fun, because platooning can actually be really fun. So that is my 4th tip. Moving on to my 5th and final tip. Now, I'm not just saying this because I am one, but one of the ways I learn is not just by platooning with really good people. As I've said in the 4th tip, I was quite lucky and I got friendly with a few people, and some of them were actually really good, and they taught me along the way. But another thing that did teach me along the way is YouTube. You don't see it enough now. I mean, from when I sort of started YouTube and I got really big really quick, and I got millions and millions of views, it's kind of died down a bit now. I'm not just saying my point of view. I mean, probably only 1,000 people will watch this video, where if I'd have made this video 10 years ago, this would have reached sort of 200,000 to 300,000 people. Like, so YouTube has kind of gone down in what blitz overall, but it's still something that will really help you as a newbie kind of player. If you've just bought a tank, you will always find a video on YouTube somewhere in regards to that tank. It doesn't have to be me. There's a load of YouTubers, I'm not going to name them because there is so many, but there are so many good players. A lot of the YouTubers out there are actually really good players, and they will teach you how to play the tank. They will show you how to play the tank. They will advise you how you should play the tank. So YouTube is actually a really big thing, and I'm not just saying that to watch my videos. Like, it could be any YouTuber, and it honestly, as a newer player learning a certain tank, watching YouTube videos on that tank, learning the pluses and the minuses of that tank, honestly, it does go a long way. So those are my top 5 tips in World of Tanks Blitz to either help you or just become a better player. Hope you enjoyed today's video, guys. I'm meadsy69, and I will catch you all soon. Bye bye.